See if my voice makes it through this last one. Thanks. It's been kind of scratchy all week, so. What's up, everybody, and happy Friday! I'm meteorologist Andrea Myers, bringing you guys your daily hail forecast, sponsored as always by C3 Group, Merlin Law Group, American Contractor, and Atlas. Go ahead and check them out in the description to this video. They are linked there for you as usual. So we got an active weather pattern that has kind of been active through the southeast, through the plains, and through northern parts of the U.S. as well. What's it going to do next week? We're going to take a look at the jet stream into next Wednesday, see what things are looking like. And then for today, we've got plains and southeast risks as well, and then more for tomorrow through the Mississippi Valley as the storm system kind of shifts off that way. So got a lot of good weather to talk to you guys about, but before we get into that, come and see us at the Atlas All-Star Stadium Tour. It's going on all summer. We've got events until mid-August, but the next one is going to be at Coors Field in Denver on May 18th. So coming right around the corner here. You guys can register for that at atlasroofing.com/events. And Derek's going to be the keynote speaker here. So he's going to talk some weather with you guys. We got giveaways and all sorts of good stuff. And it's at the sports stadiums in Colorado. So what could be more fun than that? Come see us at this next event, May 18th. If you can't make it, no worries. We got more coming up all across the nation. So we can't wait to see you guys at those. Now into yesterday, tons of storm reports to go around. We got a lot of wind through the Pacific Northwest here, some hail, but mostly just concentrated through the Central Plains. So starting down in South Texas, got a few wind gusts here and there, but mostly hail through the central part of the state, some reaching that 2 to 2.5 inch that we talked about into yesterday. And then up through northern part, got a couple quarters through Sioux Falls, all the way down through Kansas, got some severe hail as well as some tornadoes. So busy day for the Central Plains yesterday, and into today we could potentially see more active weather with this kind of messy system that we've been watching for the past few days. So right now, got this whole mess out in the west. It's kind of a disorganized trough here, but a trough nonetheless, and then it just keeps pushing these little short waves along it. So we got like one little wiggle right there, another one right there, and they just keep rotating along that major trough and spinning up some storm systems through the plains along with it as that happens. So we're going to continue to see that into tomorrow. This is what's going to force those storms through the Mississippi Valley and parts of the South Plains. And then the rest of the southeast are just going to be sitting in this ridge for a while. Now we're playing into Sunday, Monday, into Tuesday, still seeing that ridge over the southeast, so be prepared for some hot, dry weather if you guys are down there. And then storm chances are pushing through the north with these troughs that are going to continue going up through the Pacific Northwest, North Plains, potentially getting more storms in those regions, and again, just staying hot and dry in the southeast through really the middle of next week. And then we'll see this trough try to make its way through, and we'll see what happens with that on Wednesday into Thursday. So possibly for the later half of next week, we could see things change. But for now, really, this is our setup for the next few days. So watching that into, next Wednesday. But for now, we've got, again, that messy trough, and it's bringing us some storm chances down into the plains. First risk area is going to be through like Nebraska, Wyoming, that region. Got some clearing right now with a couple of scattered showers out ahead of it. But now near North Platte, near anywhere east of Denver really, got those nice sunny skies. So getting ready for potential storm development through there. Then a whole mess of rain down through the southeast. We could continue to see some severe potential with this sky that's tracking now through the Mississippi and Louisiana border with some more storm development down through the New Orleans area later this afternoon. So watching that for severe potential, as well as a lot of central Texas. Again, today is nice because we got those, again, sunny clear skies. So potential to see some storms develop in that area of instability, nothing blocking it like it was yesterday, so potential to see storms there. So now in terms of temperatures, really nice across the south. at least to me. 87 in Dallas, that sounds pretty nice. 87 in Houston, a little bit warmer in Miami, sitting in the 60s and 70s across most of the rest of the U.S. So typical late April, early May weather. In terms of dew points, we got all sorts of humidity flooding up into the Central Plains out of the Gulf, bringing 70-degree dew points to Dallas, 59 to Wichita, still sitting at 50 up in Minneapolis. So that humidity coupled with that heat, helping us get that instability, and then once those little trough disturbances move through, it's driving those storms. So kind of a similar setup to what we've been seeing for the past few days. Now, for instability, these are just where you see those bright red values. That's where everything in the environment is pulling together to form the most instability and the most lift to form hail. So anywhere from eastern Oklahoma down through eastern Texas has got a decent amount of that by around 4 p.m. when storms are expected to form through central Texas, and then all the way up through the Central Plains. We've got moderate values. It's enough to potentially get some scattered storms through there as well through this evening, and then we'll see that taper off once the sun goes down and we kind of lose that instability. Now for Nebraska and the North Plains storms, got a couple forming near the Kansas-Nebraska border there, staying isolated, so potential to see some hail off of those. And then we'll see some further development along the 76 and 80 intersection there, coming into the North Platte area with a couple of isolated cells and then this whole complex behind it. So wind and hail as well as potential tornadoes all possible through that region as those storms slowly creep their way off to the east through the overnight hours. And then it should be clear waking up for your Saturday. Now down into the southeast, got that first cluster moving through Jackson and then out of the area by around 4 p.m. with more development through the New Orleans area by that time. Could potentially see some hail out of that. And then we're going to move into Texas by around 7. Going to see that storm development just to the west of Dallas, just to the west of that 35 corridor really, and a couple of those, again, with that area, it's Texas. You know, Texas in early May, any of those storms generally have that possibility to produce large hail, so that's what we'll be seeing tonight by around 9 p.m. Those storms could potentially creep just through the south suburbs of Dallas, the Waxahachie area, and then fizzle out as they make their way across I-45. So watching those for potential large hail into today as well. So keeping all 3 of those risk areas outlined for our hail forecast. Starting up in the North Plains, quarters to $50 with any of those storms possible. Largest hail likeliest where we're seeing that initial storm development. So if you guys are in between North Platte and Colby, that's where that large hail is likeliest. North Platte, you guys could see some severe hail through your area. You got a few rounds possible, so moderate chance for you. Colby, low end chance for you with less storm coverage. But you know, anywhere where we're seeing those isolated cells and then the beginnings of that complex moving through could get some larger hail, ping pong to golf ball size. So that's a gist for that area. Then working our way down into the southeast as well as the South Plains. Just going to keep it at quarters for that complex that's heading through right now through Louisiana and through Mississippi. So if you guys are in Jackson or New Orleans, that's what to expect with those storms. Now a little bit larger possible once you get in between like Wichita Falls, Abilene, San Antonio, like in between that corridor there. Could see 2 to 2.5 inches with the initial development of those storms. And then once they track off to the east towards 35, they're going to kind of cluster together and then quickly lose steam once they pass, the 35 corridor. So DFW, you got a moderate chance to see some severe hail moving into your area tonight. The rest of everybody going to stay low, specifically the further south you get. And then, tracking towards Waco, low end chance for you guys, but still could see some quarters to $50 with those storms moving in and then quickly moving out of the area tonight. For wind, going to include the Rocky Mountain West here once you get into Wyoming, extending our risk a little bit further east in Texas with those complexes of storms. So if you guys are in Casper, if you guys are in Colby, low end chance for you. Again, North Platte in the moderate because of your storm coverage through the area. But if you guys are anywhere in there, could see some gusts up to 60. Things blowing around a little bit with that line of storms moving off the mountains. And then into Texas, low end chance across the board except for Dallas. You guys are still in a moderate for wind. Low end chance for Jackson and New Orleans today into this afternoon and evening. Then for tornadoes, going to keep that limited to just that central part of Texas where we're seeing those isolated cells. Same with you guys off in New Orleans and just near the Gulf Coast. Isolated cells, potential for rotation. Could see a couple of short-lived tornadoes with that. So North Platte, Colby, again, you guys are in it for tornadoes up for the central and northern plains. Waco, you guys are holding down the fort in Texas, and New Orleans in the southeast for your tornado risk today. Then into tomorrow. Looking at the potential to see more significant hail possible all the way from the Ohio and Mississippi valleys down through Texas. Now where we get these higher values, that's a better chance to see some large hail. So watching that, by around 6 p.m. time for storm development, we've got enough along where the storms are forming to produce potentially some large hail. And you guys know how spring works. Usually when those storms first pop up, that's when they have their peak intensity. You start to see that large hail. And then cluster together, forms more of a wind risk. That's a potential for tomorrow. But by the beginning of these storms, could see some, again, 2.5 inches, kind of like today. So we're going to start out quiet and then kind of out of nowhere for Texas and Oklahoma. Those cells are forming pretty much like Abilene all the way up to maybe Norman. Could see more severe hail into tomorrow with those initial cells where we have the chance for the largest hail as well. Then there they go, forming into that cluster as they track off to the east into the DFW area by around 10 p.m. And kind of like today, lose steam as they track off towards the Mississippi Valley through the overnight hours. For the North Plains, we're going to see that first morning round of storms moving through. There we are by noon with those moving out of Missouri and into Illinois. Then by later in the afternoon, we got this cell that's been showing up, potentially tracking into the St. Louis metro area into the evening and out by around 10 p.m. with this other complex of storms moving through Illinois, Indiana, and Kentucky. Both got a chance to produce severe wind and hail. Watching this one in particular to see if St. Louis might have a chance for some large hail into your Saturday. So watching both of those areas into tomorrow, here's your hail forecast. Both areas highlighted here. Largest hail chance down in Texas is going to be those storms forming in and around the Red River area. Wichita Falls and Abilene got a moderate chance to see severe hail. Anywhere in that region could see up to 2.5 inches initially, tapering off in size once we move off to the east. DFW and Waco got a low end chance for you guys. Oklahoma City also a low chance, but once you get south of the metro area, you could possibly see some hailstones, some larger hail south of OKC. Then on up into the Mississippi Valley area, Missouri, Iowa. Got a low-end chance for you guys in Davenport as well as KC and Springfield. But again, St. Louis, we're kind of eyeballing you guys into tomorrow. We got that first morning round of storms moving through and then possible supercells moving through into the overnight hours and late evenings. So possible for you guys to see some pretty large hail with those. Anywhere where those cells track is where we're going to have our largest hail chances. So 2.5 inches for you guys in the Missouri, Iowa, Illinois corridor as well for tomorrow. Then for wind, I'm going to keep that pretty much that risk area true, extending it southward through Kentucky a little bit with that other complex that's moving through the area. So if you guys are in anywhere from really Waco all the way up to Fort Smith, could see some gusty winds into tomorrow afternoon. Same with Davenport into Indianapolis, all the way through Paducah, Kentucky. St. Louis, you got the best chance to see some strong winds for your Saturday. Then for our tornado forecast, going to cut out that little portion. We're not seeing a ton of supercell structures on our models yet. Environment not really conducive for that right now. But if you guys are in DFW all the way up to Tulsa, you guys are kind of on the edges of that tornado risk for right now, through central Texas, through central Oklahoma, and then up into Missouri, Illinois, Iowa, low-end chance as well. Could see some scattered brief tornadoes tracking through that region where we're seeing supercell structures possible. So that's what we have for today into the weekend. You guys can follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Hit See First on Facebook so you never miss a live video. Smash that subscribe button everywhere else. Then if you want to get in contact with us, you can scan that QR code up above me or click the link in our description, and that'll give you a demo of our products. We map all severe storms live, so it's a great way to keep up with your severe weather occurring in your area. If you want to get in contact with us, you can call us at 855-334-4245. Email us at info@hailtrace.com or check out hailtrace.com